Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Survival Challenge. We are going to jump right into it today. We have taken a contract here on Field 1, and we're going to harvest this wheat and take it over to the old General Mill, and we're going to get to keep the straw. So that should help make a little more silage. So without any further ado, let's just do it. This will not take very long at all. This is a very, very small field. Most of the fields on this map are very small fields. But that's actually kind of nice. It allows me the opportunity to do several of them in one episode. And it lets me harvest different kinds of things on contracts. I think we're making less than $1,000 on this particular contract, but we are going to get some straw out of the deal, so that kind of sweetens the pot a little bit. We are going to buy all of these fields at some point, because that's kind of the goal. I want to own every field on the map, including any that I create. But I want to own all of the fields that were already here when I got here. And I have to remind myself that I'm using a very small, realistic forage wagon. I don't have a very unrealistic forage wagon that has giant windrows on the side of it that's capable of picking up the straw wherever it is in the field. It's kind of necessary for the straw to be in rows so that I can pick it up easily. So I have to remember to stop at the end of every swath, so I don't make a big straw curly Q. So I've been thinking about more production. Something to make us a little more money, a little more quickly. Also something that's kind of out of the ordinary and is not something that I normally do. So I'm looking at some different mods and I'm testing some things, because I don't want to buy something that is a dud and makes us no money at all and is just a complete waste of time. And I'm sure you guys don't want to watch that. So I think where I'm heading right now is going to be some sort of adult beverage. It's either going to be beer or wine or liquor, because these videos are not made for kids. I know there may be some kids watching, but if kids watch TV, I'm pretty sure they know that adults drink adult beverages sometimes. And somebody has to make those adult beverages. So it might be us. That's kind of the direction I'm going right now. And I have mods for all three of those things. I just really need to see which one will make us the most money the most quickly. And it may not make the most money, and it may not be the fastest, but the one that has the combination of those two things, a good rate of return in a reasonable amount of time. I mean, there are lots of productions where you can make an absolute fortune, but it's going to take a long time. And I think adult beverages is going to be the way. All right, I'll show you guys how I got in here. This, if you look back here, the easy way from the farm is across that bridge right there. But our header won't make it across that bridge. And we didn't buy a header trailer because, in my opinion, header trailers are the devil. So, I just came down the riverbank here. Now, I know I did this before. So I know I can do it without falling in. There we go. And then we're back over here at field 7. And then we can get back to our low water crossing. All right. Didn't even need a trailer. Looks like we have some olive oil out for sale. That's good. This production weights and puts things in 5,000 liter pallets. So, you know, most productions will put things out in 1,000 liter pallets. I don't know if it's this production or if it's production revamp that's putting things in 5,000 liter pallets. It's fine. It just gives you fewer pallets to carry around. So that's a good thing. All right, so we completed our contract on field 1. We made $0 on it. That's okay. It's not a big deal. I wasn't expecting any crop left over. That was a pretty small field. But I'm going to grab the forage wagon. I'm going to go over, pick up the straw, and collect on this contract. I think it's like $890 something. So nothing thrilling. And then if you look right there, we need to plant that field. So I need to figure out what I want to plant. And we need to get it put in the ground. All right, I'll see you guys once I've picked up the straw. So we got one load out of that field first. That was 25,000 liters. And we have a little bit left over, so we're going to get that picked up. And we'll get a grand total. It's going to be well under 50,000 liters. Pretty sure. I don't think we're going to fill this up again. And I think this is a good mod. I mean, some people call it stealing straw, but I think this is a good mod. I think there are probably many farmers out there who would just vote for chopping this up and not dealing with it. Now, I guess if you chop it up, that does add some biodegradable material to the soil, so that would have some benefit. I wish there was a mod that would let you negotiate on the payment and keep the straw. So for instance, if I was going to get $1,000 for this contract, then I could take $800 for the contract and keep the straw. I think that would be okay too. But I think it would be fairly, if a farmer didn't have a plan for the straw and was just going to chop it up anyway, I think you could negotiate something with that farmer if you had a use for the straw. I think that's safe to say. So we got another 12,778 liters. So I'm going to go dump this in the fermenter. And then we're going to put some seeds in that field. I think at this point I have eliminated productions that might need eggs. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to let the chickens get through the rest of the feed. Let's see how much feed they have right now. They got about a little more than half of a trough full. I'm going to let them get through the rest of the feed, and then when they run out of feed, I'm going to sell them. But until then, we can sell eggs, and that'll bring us in a little bit of money. But I think that if we're not going to need eggs for a production, then there's no real reason why we need to devote resources to try to feed chickens. There are other things we could devote that money to and time to that would make more money than eggs, I would think. Or will make money faster than eggs, even if it's a little bit less money. If it makes it more quickly, then I think I would be in favor of that right now. All right, let's grab our seeder, I believe. And we are going to put some wheat in that field. Actually, no. We are going to put some barley in that field. With barley, we could make either I believe whiskey we can make with barley, and we can also make beer. And that's two different productions that would use barley. So we're going to plant this big field in barley. There we go. All right, so we have barley. And I think by the time it's ready, we'll know whether it's going to become beer or whiskey. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be one of the two. All right, we have some eggs and we have some olive oil. So I think we're going to take a little trip to town and do some selling. We also have some silage. We'll stop and take a look and see exactly how much silage we have. All right, let's take a look at our silage situation. We currently have 317,000 liters of silage. We have another 168,000 liters of straw that can cook. So we may just wait until we have an even 500,000 liters and sell at that point. That'll bring us a nice big chunk of money that we can use on something big. Have this case of olive oil. And we're going to take a little drive to town. Let's check prices real quick. So eggs are going to be Callan Valenta. We could also sell them at the Tesco, or we could sell them at the brand new Sell Everything container. There were some things that even the Tesco wouldn't buy. So I put in a Sell Everything container, and that just kind of opens up all of the products that we might want to make. We have a place to sell them. So, and you can see the Sell Everything container is not always the best price. In fact, right now it's the worst price. So it's not like these sell points that you put in are going to pay you that much more than any other sell point. It's just that they don't, Callan Valenta doesn't take all of the products that we might want to sell. So I put in some additional points so that we could sell whatever we might produce. All right. But in this case, we are going to Callan Valenta, so I'll see you guys when we get there. So here's the Sell Anything container. But we are going to sell over here at Callan Valenta. Not sure we've sold anything here yet. Sold at the Tesco last time because this place doesn't take grape juice. Ah, they don't take olive oil. So we'll have to see which, either the Tesco or the Sell Everything. But we did get our best price for eggs, so that's good. So let's see. Olive oil. Tesco. All right, that's where we're headed. I did decide to put all the sell points over here. I think it's a little cheaty if you put the sell points, on your own farm. I think that kind of defeats what you have to do in real life. But there's the Sell Everything. So between that and the Tesco, we should be able to sell whatever we need to sell. So that's 5,000 liters of olive oil. Oh, that's going to be good. All right. Almost $13,000. So we may need to evaluate whether we want to continue to do grape juice. Because I think we could set that other greenhouse to do olives as well. And that may make us more money. I know that process is a bit slower. So we'll have to kind of weigh that. All right, see you guys back at the farm. All right, I'm going to turn this back into a grain trailer because I know we're going to be harvesting here pretty soon. So take that back up to 10,030. Okay. That's all good. Actually, I think I'll just leave it right there. It'll be ready when we need it. All right, and we're kind of in one of those places where there's just not a lot to do until something else happens. So, oh, I completed that, so I should collect on it. See if there's any new contracts. Cultivating. I think we're gonna let those pass. And sleep. I don't know if we have anything even close. Let's look at the map. Yeah, I don't know that we're close, but I think 3 is getting close. So if we can harvest 3 and make a little money, we can do that. So let's go ahead and rest and see what happens in the morning. Good morning. Just gonna grab a banana here for breakfast. See if I can make it out the door. Yeah, it doesn't look like we have anything that's going to be ready to harvest. Sunflowers are getting close. Sugar beets are getting very close. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but the sun is up there, and this whole field of sunflowers is following the sun. And if we check those later on in the day, they'll all be facing this way because the sun will have crossed over. So I think that's just an awesome feature in the game. Sunflowers follow the sun. Well, I believe the only thing for us to do here is to fertilize the field we just seeded, because we neglected to do that yesterday, so we still need to give it 2 different fertilization cycles. So I wonder if anybody's ever done like a weed and feed mod where you can fertilize and kill weeds at the same time, kind of like you do in your lawn. I don't know. That would be a good mod. So any modders out there, if you're listening, I'd be glad to test that for you. Because there are weeds in our brand new wheat field, and we can't have that. We need all the wheat we can get. Oops. So I hope there's some herbicide left in here. Got about half. But I think there's an IBC over here. Yep, there it is. Oh, I hate these short little trailers. They're almost as hard to back as a dolly. All right, there we go. We're full. Let's go kill the weeds. All right, and that is the last of the weeds killed. Got that done very fast. And I think that is going to do it for this episode. If you like this video, I sure would appreciate a like or a subscription. If you didn't like this video, please post a comment and let me know why. Either way, thanks so much for being here. I'll see you next time.